15 seconds, eh? Well, welcome back here to game number 2 at the Ascension, in the Ascension Tournament. It's the big one. Terminix La Horquetta Rangers coming up against Defence Force, and we expect a real cracker of a game. Let me say welcome to the not only Sportsmax viewers, but viewers on TV6. Welcome to this, the second game of a doubleheader. And James, we've got a couple interviews too, don't we?
Certainly, and we start with the coach of the La Horquetta Rangers, Mr. Dave Quamina, and this is what he had to say.
I think returning to club level football is a relief. It was mentally frustrating. I'm not playing football. We've seen football all around the world, and locally we were just home. The synergy within the club from top to bottom is there, so that helps on the football pitch. I think my team is fit enough. I think naturally is a energetic bunch. They encourage one another, they push one another, so I think fitness comes easy for them. Tactically, I think we'll be together a little while now, so we have synergy. Everybody thinks they have a chance to win. It's not a one-team tournament. It will be a hard, competitive tournament, and we're going to get all the teams respect. And on game day, you have to play in front of you.
And what an interview that was from the coach of La Horquetta Rangers, Dave Quamina. We also had a chance to speak to some of the players, and this is what they had to say. But we also did speak to Defence Force and their coach, Lloyd Andrews.
Well, to challenge seriously for any title, you know, my mantra is commitment. Because of the dynamics of the game, that was missed by the players and obviously by the coaching staff. Now that we are back out, it's a joy to be back out and putting the players through their paces. I will not say the guys are fit and fully tactically prepared, but we are getting there. The short period of time to prepare, it will take a little bit more effort and commitment so to do. To be ready, we just have to come and the playing park and train as hard as best as we can.
And we are ready for action here at the La Horquetta Recreation Ground in this big matchup between La Horquetta Rangers and the Defence Force. These are teams with history. Last time these teams met in the Ascension Tournament in 2020, Defence Force were 2-0 winners over La Horquetta Rangers in a competition where they finished behind each other. Defence Force, of course, winning that competition with La Horquetta Rangers second. This is a new season and a new chance for revenge as the team in yellow, Defence Force, come up against the home team, La Horquetta Rangers. Good evening, everybody. My name is James Saunders. Alongside me, Colin Murray. And exciting football is expected here in La Horquetta.
There's no doubt about it. With these two teams, as you rightly put it, James, a lot of history. Defense Force, of course, a team that have won numerous national titles, and the Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, they're the new boys on the block, and they're looking to cause an upset. And they are the two teams just meeting the officials and greeting one another.
Well, these are teams stacked with experience. Of course, Defense Force, the winningest team in Trinidad and Tobago football history. They've got 20 national championships, and that's certainly an achievement that they are very proud of. Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, one of the upstart teams that certainly have a ton load of talent at the back. In goal, Jabari Bryce, national youth goalkeeper. They've got lots of experience at the back with Russ Russell Jr., Jevon Morris, Caleb Sturge, and Rossi Lessel. Ikem Andrews, the former national youth player, he leads the middle of the attack, while Atula Guerra and Isaiah Lee, both Trinidad and Tobago internationals, would lead the attack for Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, a team led by Dave Kwamina. And as we take a look now at Defense Force, another national youth goalkeeper, Jamil Enel, in goal. Curtis Gonzalez, a former national captain, he will command the attention at the back with Akli Edwards. Joan Baltazar, the former TNT futsal player, he is in the middle together with Hashim Asier, while Brent Sam and Jamil Boatswain, both TNT representatives at international level at some point of time, they will command the center for them. So this is an exciting contest. The crowd here in La Horquetta building, the excitement building, the energy building, and it is a match that lots of folks are very, very excited for. Once again, we'd like to welcome our viewers in Trinidad and Tobago at CCN TV6 and our viewers all across the Caribbean in Sportsmax. What do you expect in this match, Colin?
Well, that's a good question. I wanted to throw that at you. It's going to be an interesting one. Pedigree says Defense Force. Of course, the new boys on the block, they've been hard at work. When I say they've been hard at work, they want to become Caribbean champions, not just champions of Trinidad and Tobago. Their owners, they have certainly given everything to the team in terms of whatever they need, the equipment, and you've got to take you've got to take them seriously. And Defense Force, of course, going to be very physical. I expect they're going to be very physical. They're going to be very positive. They're going to go straight at the La Horquetta Rangers team. There's no doubt about it. I expect to see a little bit more finesse though from Terminix La Horquetta Rangers.
Oh, here's the Defense Force. Have the early possession. Well, just a few changes from the lineup that we just announced. Just a few last-minute tweaks, of course. These teams always trying to outfox each other. Here's Jelani Felix. Takes it all the way around. Nice shape from Defense Force. Always an attacking team. And I told you that they won 20 national titles in Trinidad and Tobago. They won 15 of those titles back in your era, Colin Murray, 1974 to 1995. They won 2 titles in the semi-professional league, and then they went on to win 5 titles in the TT Pro League in Trinidad and Tobago. So this is a team that is quite familiar with winning.
I tell you what, I came up against the Defense Force at the now Nelson Mandela Park. It wasn't Nelson Mandela Park in those days, but I tell you what, it wasn't a pleasant experience. Most of our players, I think, was on the treatment table over the next week.
Well, that reminds me of some of my experience as well. It's quite similar. This one over the top, and it's an easy pickup for goalkeeper Jabari Bryce. Oh, that's a good turn. Here's Ikem Andrews, TNT winger. Oh, that's a good move to get away from Cooper. Can he pick out his man? Oh, it's a good ball in. And here comes La Horquetta Rangers. The home crowd grows as that shot also grows in intensity, flashes over the bar, and the first bit of real action from La Horquetta Rangers.
And not a bad effort. They created some space there, winning the ball in the midfield, and then a good ball wide, and look at him coming in field. And having the shot, was that Gill?
Yeah,
Looked
Real
like
Gil.
Real Gil.
That's Real Gil.
Yeah, coming inside and having the confidence to have a go. And you could see him aiming for the far post and was just hitting it over the bar. But a good start here from the La Horquetta boys.
Oh, here's Curtis Gonzalez. Very experienced player. Jamil Cooper. Here's Felix. Looking to find the big frame of Dwight Quintero, former Central FC striker. Well, he's found Coriat with some space here to deliver a good service, headed away by Javon Morris. On a shot in, and talk about end-to-end action. And goalkeeper Aaron Enel, in fact, goalkeeper
Bryce.
Jabari Bryce had to be alert. Oh, that's too long for anybody to catch. And both teams certainly.
There's Jabari Bryce having to make the first important save of the evening.
I was going to say that both teams are stacked with immense talent. Curtis Gonzalez, one of the favorites in central defense in the era of Dennis Lawrence. Well, here's Ikem Andrews. He started the first attack for Terminix. Pushing forward, Isaiah Lee. And that Real Thomas might just have strayed into an offside position. And that will be recalled. It's back with the defense force. Always high energy and high intensity when these teams meet. Here's King. Gonzalez. Rodell Elcock. Family member to former TNT international defender Ansel Elcock. Famously known for his clash with Mexican star Quantum Blanco. Remember that, Colin Murray?
Oh yeah, of course. Who would forget that? Ansel Elcock, very tough individual, and you know, he gave his all, whether it was playing for club or for country.
Had a decent career at Columbus Crew, the early days of the MLS.
That's a free kick.
It's a rough challenge, and captain is gonna take that one, Jamal Creighton. Such a composed figure, Creighton. Well, he was ambitious, but it...
Not too sure what he tried. He obviously was looking for a crossfield ball for Gil to be coming in on it, but it was hit far too straight.
Well, here's Hashim Asier. Loses that one out to Creighton. Atula Guerra, his first involvement. Man dubbed the Trini Ronaldinho at one time with a pass that very unlike his namesake.
Tell you what, he a few years ago, and he was being touted as one of the future stars of Trinidad and Tobago's football. Never really lived up to the billing, did he?
Yeah, 45 appearances for the national team. Did have a good spell though at Charlton Battery in the USL. Scored 26 goals for them. Was dubbed the Prince of Port of Spain then. Lots of nicknames for Atula Guerra.
Another Prince of Port of Spain.
Wow.
I thought that accolade belonged to Brian Lara.
But it seems they've been giving away quite cheaply these days. Here's Elcock. Curtis Gonzalez has a very good composure on the ball, Gonzalez. Felix, long ball forward. Couldn't get past his man. Here's Real. Atula Guerra. Oh, that's a good no-look pass, but fortunately didn't find his intended target. It's going to be a tussle here. Won by the man in the yellow shirt. A bit too much hand motion there. The referee says no. Oh, that's taken really quickly. And the break could be on for the defense force. And another bit of illegal action.
There's the foul committed, and the free kick, as you quietly said, James, was quickly taken. What is happening so far is that the Rangers team, they're putting defense force under enormous pressure. They're not giving them time on the ball. They're attacking them from the time they lose the ball. They're trying to win back the ball quickly. And I think the defense force are not being allowed to play their natural game. And they're being put under this pressure and releasing the ball quickly. And so it's so far so good from Rangers.
It's a free kick for Defence Force. Good looking ball in the area at the far post. Well, it's clobbered back into the area. Couldn't find the target. It's a long chase on for Real. It's one that he wins. He's got movement ahead of him. And a good chance in.
That's a
goes
foul.
to ground. And that is
Just outside the box.
very good foul as well. Isaiah Lee seemed to be in on goal.
Former Naparima player, isn't he?
Certainly is. Has been making strides. Was a favorite of Angus Eve, a former Naparima coach,
Yeah.
now the head coach of the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Quite interestingly, has been left out of the latest squad for a Tri-Nation tournament that they're playing. But look at the crowd.
A very good crowd in.
Always a great atmosphere here in La Horquetta whenever the home team they're playing. Here's Isaiah Lee, some distance out, but he can strike it. Got lots of numbers as well to aim for.
Actually, it's Andrews. James is going to take
Akim
the free
Andrews.
kick. Akim Andrews. Is he going to go straight over the top of the wall, or is he going to look to play it inside? But it's a good opportunity. I think he should go for goal, but he's not.
Headed away, and Defence Force, well, hasty to clear it. Javon Morris up and away.
I thought that was a wrong decision, James. He should have gone, it was in a dangerous position. He should have gone for goal.
He's a clever one from set pieces. Sure we'll see more of it from him later on. Was one of the stars of the Caribbean Championship in 2014. That team with Levi Garcia, Isaiah Lancico, Akim Andrews. He has made just a handful of caps though at the senior level. Hasn't really cemented his place in the national team at senior level. Did play with Toronto FC. Had a few seasons with them in the MLS before moving back home. Here's Rodell Elcock. Gonzalez.
Again, the building slowly from the back, Defence Force, and you look at the Terminix Rangers team. They're just waiting, biding their time before they start to push up and put pressure on Defence Force players.
That's an interesting ploy with Gonzalez playing as a centre-back. Can play as a midfielder. Usually employed in a deeper position to help with the build-up of possession.
Excellent
Here's
movement.
Lee.
And that's another foul.
And again, he's clobbered. Goes to ground. It's the second time that he's gone forward and felt the rot. In fact, that's the captain, Creighton. Pretty late with the challenge.
Did we say that the Defence Force take no prisoners? They
Oh, quite
certainly-
literally as well. Still could be open here for Guerra. His shot deflected. Should be a corner. And it is. Well, we've seen end-to-end stuff in what has been an exciting opening few minutes, Colin Murray.
Oh, no doubt about it. You can see the quality of these two teams. They're well coached. They are the Defence Force tactically at the moment. They're being put under pressure from the Rangers team, and Rangers coming forward at every given opportunity. Again, they're well compact at the back. When they win the ball, they start to, you can see the two wide men looking for that ball wide and getting the crosses in.
Well, couldn't get past Justin Garcia. Chance could open up here. That's a good pass. And Real Thomas, and a good save as well from Aaron Enel. And an exciting piece of movement. Well, these are two teams that certainly have something to prove. They've been fierce rivals in recent competition. Taken short. And it's with Coriat. Couldn't get it away to his intended target. Well, they do get forward now. The Defence Force, they're charging forward. It's Cooper. Looking for some options now. Easily picked away from him. Creighton breaks it up. It's back with the Defence Force. But he's running to a red light, quite literally. Here's Gonzalez.
That's better. Spread it around. Spread the ball.
Brent Sam gets into the action. couldn't get forward, and it's back with Rangers. Oh, that's a good turn from Creighton. Tries to get Real away. It's only as far as Garcia. Here's Dylan King. Atula Guerra, can he break? He gets past one, doesn't get past the other yellow shirt. No foul, says the referee.
Things are very congested at the moment, James. You look at it, everything is being played in the middle, and you know, the players don't have the room. I think both teams need now to look at ways to spread the ball. You know, bring your wide men into the game a little bit more. But both teams at the moment, in particular the defense force more than Rangers, trying to go through the middle, spread the ball, knock it around, create the space for your wide men.
Tries to get Brent Sam away. That one too long for the former San Juan man. He is the younger brother of former Wrexham FC player, Hector Sam.
Yeah.
Usually employed as a number 9. He's in a wide position this evening, giving way to Dwight Quintero, who is the preferred 9.
There was another Sam that played, and I must mention his name, that played in the East Zone, Victor Sam. And he kept saying he played for Carib FC actually in the East Zone, and he kept saying to me that he's a better player than both his Hector and Brent, but he never made it. Sounds familiar. Here's a chance.
Oh, that's a good save, by the way. And Aaron Enel has been called into action twice, and he hasn't disappointed his team so far. Well, Dave Cormina, wonder what might be going through his mind at the moment. La Horquetta Rangers is a team that has undergone quite a number of name changes. They've been around for 48 years. Started off as Superstar Rangers before being changed to St. Anne's Rangers, before eventually being bought over by Terminix back in 2018. And since then, they've shifted locations.
But a lot of the early guys, James, came from the north. When I say the north, the St. Anne's area, Diego Martin, that type of area. But here, I think most of these players tend to come from the eastern region.
Yeah, and that's because of a change in location. They still managed to hold on to the likes of Jevon Morris, etc., who've been with the club, and that's an excellent save. And how crucial would that save turn out to be? Jabari Bryce.
Well, we've had 2 crucial saves, one from either end. So it's good end-to-end action at the moment. There's the shot coming, good, excellent save. What was good about that save? It was low, it was hard, and he had to get down quickly and push it wide. Excellent save from Jabari Bryce.
I tell you what, the goalkeepers are putting on an exhibition.
Yeah.
Both know each other, having played on the same national youth team. No one wants to be the man to concede at the moment. Lots of instructions being bandied around as the corner is being prepared by Jelani Felix. Good looking ball, just over the head of Dwight Quintero. Shot could be on here, and Bryce made himself really large and snuffed out the danger. But could there be danger on the other end? Oh, he's gone past his man. Real, looking for options, trying to switch it. Easily broken up by the defense force.
It's a good ball. Excellent ball. They're coming out of it good, but again, being put under a lot of pressure by the Rangers players.
Here's Elcock. Hashim Asier, former national midfielder. He's broken up well.
You can't afford to give the ball away there. Oh, good tackle.
Well, they're not being given much opportunity to create space in the middle as Asier gets it wrong. Curtis Gonzalez, almost like a quarterback spreading the action, and he does pick out his man, a heavy touch, but he does find some space for himself. Can he carve out his shot? And it's a snuffed effort, and much ado about nothing, as William Shakespeare would have said. Brent Sam not connecting well.
But Coriat, he had a heavy touch, but what saved him, there was a slip by Russell. As he started to come inside, Russell slipped, and it gave Coriat the opportunity. I thought he should have gone for goal. From the time he cut inside, and he had control of that ball, he should have shot. But you know, again, a lot of players, unless you have the confidence to take the goalkeeper on and to take a shot, you're going to look to pass up the opportunity.
Oh, they're pushing forward, looking for more movement. Nice bit of play there with Felix. And it should be an easy catch for Enel. And it is. Well, that's Hudson Charles, one of the coaches for Defence Force. Former national head coach.
Talking about pedigree, Hudson Charles.
And I started his coaching career in 2011 as an assistant to the German Otto Pfister before eventually taking over Trinidad and Tobago. He's currently the assistant to Angus Eve. He's one of the assistants to Angus Eve. He did one of his defining moments as a coach. He scored the equalizer for Trinidad and Tobago to get them into the Hex back in 1985. Remember that?
Oh, of course. Who would forget a goal like that?
Here we go, Defence Force. Again, no room in the inn. They try to push to the middle.
Again, James, they're trying to bore through the middle, and it's just not working at the moment for them. I mean, you looked at, was that Quintero? Trying to get through the middle, and there were about 3 red shirts around him. You know, I mean, he's a big guy, but he couldn't push his way through there, could he?
Here's Curtis Gonzalez. Everything important about Defence Force seems to go through him. He's almost like a quarterback. He's a Tom Brady almost. Just sprays it across the pitch. Felix. Good touch into Coriat. Couldn't get past Caleb. And it will be a throw to the Defence Force. Scooper. And again, that long service, this time cut out, couldn't find Brent Sam. Well, has to hustle for that one, nipping at his ankles. As they get forward, Terminix Rangers. But he's got lots of red shirts, looking for some more movement. He's created some space for himself and flashes dangerously across the base of the goal. And, well, didn't trouble Aaron Enel one bit.
I tell you what, it was an excellent ball. That's the type of deliveries that you want to see. The goalkeeper couldn't come. He had to wait, but there was nobody from the Rangers team attacking that ball. It was an excellent ball sent across the face of the Defence Force goal.
Coriat finds himself with lots of space. Couldn't pick out a yellow shirt. Well, seemed to put his hand at it there. The referee saw nothing wrong. Terminix Rangers come away with it. Oh, he skips past one, tackled it. Heavy tackle. Looking for a head in the area. Finds an opposition head. Well, not the best of clearances. Gives it right back to the Defence Force. And they come away with it. Here's Hashim Asif. He's got ton loads of space. 2 ahead of him. Tried to play the reverse into Quintero. Not sure it was a good idea.
Look, but Quintero was all alone, wide on the left. He was the man making the run going down the left side. He just had to slip it through. He went for the more difficult ball, Arcia, trying to go wide on the right, maybe to get Sam involved. There is the bench of the Defence Force. But, you know, it just didn't make sense. Quintero was wide on the left. He was literally begging for the ball to be pushed towards the byline, and it never came. Wrong decision, I thought, from Marcia. And it's caused some concern for the coach of Rangers.
Well, that sloppy touch would have caused more concern. Here's Quintero coming deep to get possession. Sends it all the way back to his centre-back. Here's Elcock. Looking for movement, finds it in Brent Sam. He danced away from pressure effortlessly, and then he tries a Hail Mary. Well, that's one prayer that wasn't answered.
Certainly not. Really a wasted shot because he was too far out. Not only was he too far out, but he was more at an angle. It would have had to be a cracker of a shot to beat the keeper from the angle he was at.
So it's Jabari Bryce. End to end this game has been so far, as the energy pretty high here at the La Horquetta Recreation Ground, the second of a doubleheader, the Ascension Football League. Still goalless. It's Coriat. Oh, that pass was intended for him. Couldn't find the target. Tula Guerra dancing with the stars, but he had that one taken away from him. Brent Sam. No room. So that pass is cut out. Gonzalez urges for calm from his teammates. Justin Garcia finds Felix. It's Garcia. Just not enough movement ahead of him. They're keeping possession, but in non-threatening positions, as that one is aimed to Quintero, knocks it down nicely, and a chance could be on for Brent Sam. But what a save that was from Jabari Bryce. But the danger isn't open yet. They're appealing for handball. Play on, says the referee. Doesn't see much wrong with it. Coriat with the shot inside of the foot.
Excellent save from Bryce, but then he gave the ball away, and he should have paid. Here is it. The cross coming. Quintero did excellent. Sam with the shot, brilliant save, and then he throws the ball out, but gives it away.
Defense force looking to reload, no pun intended. Alcock. Again looking for more movement. Heavy touch from Quintero, gives it back to Terminix Rangers. And they push forward. Lots of numbers streaming forward from the team in red. Oh, that's a nice cross-field switch. Can he find his man? He does. Well, didn't really keep it in.
Difficult ball.
Junior Asun did his best, but unfortunately that ball went out for a throw. So another chance to restart. Dylan King collecting very deep, plays it into Alcock. Nice bit of movement from the defense force team in middle. Here is Alcock. Long ball forward and out of touch as well. Couldn't pick out the run of the central midfielder. So wonderful football atmosphere. It's a bumper weekend in Trinidad and Tobago. Lots of football action taking place, Colin.
Yeah, just a quick update. James, Trinidad and Tobago opposing Barbados this evening, and Trinidad and Tobago 5, Barbados 0, and a hat-trick in the first half from that man Levi Garcia.
Yeah,
a product of Naparima College.
Most certainly.
And of course now
it's a Caribbean club champion as well.
Yeah, and
plays with AK Athens in Greece.
I was about to say playing the straight in Greece. A real bright spark for Trinidad and Tobago's football. And
so here's Caleb trying to get the action going. And of course the Secondary Schools Football League, one of the stars coming out of that competition. Quite a few on show here this evening as well.
That's right.
One of the tournaments covered by Sportsmax.
Yep.
Well, that's a good turn, but it's illegal. And Guerra would have to give it back up to Defense Force. Here's Hashim Asir. Dylan King. Space to move forward. Brent Sam. Now I tell you, no goals yet at this venue.
Well, down at the Hasty Crawford Stadium, apparently, James, it's raining goals. It's now 8-0.
Oh, that's a lot of goals. And of course, Barbados coached
by Russell Latapy, isn't it? Damn.
Russell Latapy, unfortunately, is absent from the team. Didn't make the trip to Trinidad and Tobago, so his assistant is in charge of this game.
Well, I suppose he can say, well, because he wasn't here, you know, they've got 8 goals. So, well done, Russell. Good idea.
Here's a dangerous-looking ball into the area. Pinball, bouncing around. Can anyone get a shot off? Coriat tried his luck. Acrobatic at 10. Goodness me. And it seems that it is the centre-back, Justin Garcia, that might have gotten the final touch on that one. It was a pinball action, bouncing around, and somebody had to get a boot. Unfortunately for Terminix Rangers, was a man in yellow, and they trailed by 1-0.
Well, they just couldn't get the ball away. As you rightly said, it was like pinball, and the ball was bouncing around, and nobody from Rangers was able. Look at the long throw coming in. And look at the number of red shirts in there, James. The header goes up, and no one is. It's cleared back onto another player, and finally Garcia puts it in the back of the net. But you have to say, really sloppy defending, awful defending by the Terminix La Horquetta Rangers. They had ample opportunity to clear the ball. It was bouncing off one player after another, and they should have cleared their lines, and they've been made to pay.
Well, how will the home team respond to that latest assault? Find themselves trailing 1-0. They've got a bit of history about them, these two teams, the last Ascension Tournament. Here's Brent Sam. Oh, he's got a yard of space and a shot, and oh, what a save from the goalkeeper, Jabari Bryce.
Tell you what, Brent Sam is starting to create problems now on that right side, and I've been saying this, that they need to get the width. They've got Coriat on one side, they've got Brent Sam on the other side, and they're creating that bit of width and causing problems for the Rangers team.
Well, here's Arcia, finds, attempted to find Brent Sam. Wayward pass from him. Back in 2019, or 2020 rather. The last time these teams met, Defence Force 2-0 winners, and 2-1 prior to that earlier in the season. So the last two matches going in favor of Defence Force, and that incidentally cost Terminix Rangers the league, because they lost the league to Defence Force by 7 points, and you just wonder what might have been had they gotten a result in either of those two games.
Yeah.
So lots of rivalry, lots of history between these teams. Oh, that's a good turn, by the way. Looking to find a yard of space for himself is Ike Andrews.
But he needed support. He was going nowhere. 3-4 Ranger Defence Force players was around him, and he just kept going with the ball and created nothing. Here's problems now.
Good break for Quintero. Well, he's 1v1. He tries a shot, and wow.
No.
Didn't seem to want to move there. Quintero just wanted to swing that foot. No success.
But James, again, the wrong decision. There was Coriat making the run off of him. He just needed to slip Coriat inside. He went for the shot, and you could see Coriat in the end really upset, saying to him, "Hey, I was free. Why didn't you just knock it to me?" And really a bad decision from Quintero.
Well, has a second opportunity to perhaps make a better one, as Dylan King lines up the next corner. Oh, they're pumping bodies forward, aren't they? We've got all but the two centre-backs and the goalkeeper forward attacking this one. Lots of big figures in the area for the Defence Force. Unfortunately, poor corner doesn't find any of them.
Very poor corner, in fact.
It's a chance to have another attempt.
From King. Dylan King, and he's got some big, tall figures in the middle of that area. He's got to put it inside the box.
Well, he has a second chance. Among those, Brent Sam and the goal scorer, Justin Garcia. Can he find any one of them?
Much better.
This time he finds a red shirt as they clear the danger, only as far as Coriat. He looks to reset it. Garcia headed away this time. And it's just bouncing around. Finally, he's back with the Defence Force. Gonzalez hoiks it back into the area. Away yet again. Here's Atula Guerra. And, that's a pass he'd like to get back. No chance for the intended target, Junior Asun. So 1-0 in favor of the Defence Force as they lead the home team, Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, here at the La Horquetta Recreation Ground. Good pass in to Quintero. Uses his hand, not spotted by the referee. And this chance in for Coriat. Can he get it back into Cooper? It's only as far as a red shirt. Well, they're just struggling to get it out of their own area, La Horquetta Rangers. As the yellow shirts continue to apply pressure.
Well, Sturge took a chance. He wins the throw, but looking to take on Coriat, and certainly could have gone against him.
Oh, here's Sturge. And it's a tussle here. Isaiah Lee finally gets it away. Atula Guerra gets it forward to Ike Andrews as a man away to his left. Can he open up some space? It's Ike Andrews. He can't strike it. And this time, wow, how close was that?
Good effort. Excellent effort on his part. And a nice build-up again from Rangers, knocking the ball around, and it's going wide, coming back inside. And Andrews having the shot, going just wide. Good idea.
Yeah, not a bad play by Real Gill, setting it up for Ike Andrews. He's such a talent, Ike Andrews. Just about 24 years old. So still some time to get his future going. And some time in the match to make a better decision than that last one. That gives the ball back to defense force. Well, it's such a pumped atmosphere here in La Horquetta. It's been just about 2 years since we've had any real live action taking place. Trinidad and Tobago, sporting-wise.
And the good thing is the crowd has come out here. This crowd has certainly grown since the first game. I think the stand is almost full. There is bits and pieces. There's the crowd, and that's those in the stand. But you look at when you see the actual the field to the back of the Rangers goal. There's a lot of people there lined up there as well, standing, looking on.
I'll tell you what, they'd like to be in a better mood though, as the home team find themselves trailing. A goal scored by Justin Garcia for the defense force. Bit of rivalry between these two teams. But they do have an opportunity from the set piece. Ike Andrews standing over it. Can he get a good service in the area?
That's what he needs.
Headed away by Quintero.
Yeah, he's come all the way back to defend.
Oh, he starts the attack, turns away well. Can he find Brent Sam here? Counter attack on Hashim Arsier. Forward, Brent Sam. Couldn't find Brent. And a good looking move comes to naught. Oh, he's done well to keep it real. Here's Atula Guerra. Oh, he's just slid past his man there like a snake in the grass. And wow, gets hacked down. And the man that has made 45 appearances for Trinidad and Tobago.
The referee is very lenient, James. I thought this might have been a yellow card.
It certainly was. So silky in possession, Guerra. Can he muster something for Terminix La Horquetta Rangers? And again, it's Ike Andrews. Can he get a better service? Here on Enel, looks alert and ready. Good looking service in the area. Headed away by Justin Garcia. Such an imposing figure in defense. Well, that one is spliced, and again, Garcia has to come to the rescue. This time, Gonzalez clearing the danger. Well, can they hold on to possession? Oh, that's a good looking ball in the area. Space for a shot. Deflected. Here's Gonzalez. Hashim Arsier. Quintero, nice link-up play, nice movement as King spreads it wide to Felix. He's got Coriat with him. He's found himself in lots of space. Looks up looking for an option. That's, well, he had the right idea. Unfortunately, the execution, not as good as the idea.
Yeah, the delivery was bad, but we've seen Coriat and Brent Sam on the opposite flank having a lot of room in which to maneuver, and it's the first time we've seen Coriat really get more involved in the action going down that left side, and he would be very disappointed in that cross.
Well, Jamal Creighton tries to get his head on that. Stuck with Rangers, and here is Real. He seems to be very involved this time around. Not well cleared. A chance opening up, and a good save from Aaron Enel. Had to get jiggy, and he certainly did. Got down low to his left and kept that out. How important was that chance?
Another good move, but here it is, a good layoff and a good shot. We're taking it on the first effort, first time, hitting it hard, hitting it low, and the goalkeeper, Aaron Enil, he got down well and made a good save in the end. But that's good football from Rangers.
Well, they've certainly got a history of having a long line of top goalkeepers defense force. Has to be alert this time again as it opens up again, and this time he pushes it wide of his upright again. La Horquetta Rangers huffing and puffing, but they can't get past the brick wall of Aaron Enil.
I tell you, here's another good opportunity, another good shot. He kept low down to his left, and he did well. He didn't try to hold it, importantly. He pushed it, and in so doing, he's given away a corner, but it's much better that he pushed it back into play. But we've seen some good goalkeeping, both in the first game, James, and now in this one.
Headed away, Ross Russell Jr. gets it away to it. Asun puts it into the area, and a header in, and as safe as a Selassie briefcase, as they say on the playground. Certainly very competent goalkeeper Aaron Enil, national youth talent.
Garcia is down. Not too sure what's the problem. It seems to be, is it groin?
Well, I can tell you what the problem is. I think any man watching one would know exactly what that problem is. Not one that we fancy having.
Didn't see it happen, but obviously it's even the stretcher is going on.
Paul seems in some discomfort at the moment. But how important has Aaron Enil been? Well, those fans, well, they know just how good he is. He's denied their home team from equalizing in the contest so far. Does come from a very long line of top goalkeepers to defense force.
Good news though, Garcia is up, which is important.
You think of the likes of Ross Russell.
There are your girls, James.
Well, looking
young women, some of your young women.
I was looking for a superlative to describe them, but I'll stick with good.
I hear you.
So he's up, and he's a big boy. He dusted it off, and he's back on his feet again as Enil will restart the action. Oh, that's a good-looking ball in as Caleb Sturge couldn't quite clear. They've kept it. Asun running into trouble. It's won by Coriat. Can he create some space for himself? He's got Felix for support. Running out of real estate. Here's Ross Russell Jr. Did mention one of those top goalkeeping talents for defense force. Ross Russell Jr., the son of one of that talent. Ross Russell Sr. had a long distinguished career between the pipes for Trinidad and Tobago as a goalkeeper.
But what an interesting matchup between Ross Russell Jr. and Brent Sam. I think that's a very, very interesting matchup. And so far, Brent Sam has been doing well, I think. But Ross Russell Jr., you know, he's kept him at bay.
Oh, speaking of Ross Russell Jr., he's done well to keep that in. Here's Javon Morris.
Final score, James. 9-0, Trinidad and Tobago versus Barbados.
Oh, we spoke about goals few and far between here in La Horquetta. It's a far cry at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Trinidad and Tobago getting their Tri-Nation Cup off to a very good start. 9-0. That's a lot of goals, Colin.
Especially in an international, you don't hear those scores very regular. Years and years ago, you used to, you know, the teams that were not so well developed, the countries, they would get 10-0 and 12-0, but the days of that have long gone. I think most of the teams now, both in Europe and even in the CONCACAF region, are much closer together now in terms of ability.
Certainly. Okay, it's Hashim Asia looking for space. Finds Coriat. Asia. Quite interestingly, he's one of those players that played both national football and basketball. Hashim Asia seems to have firmly cemented his choice to be a football player. Certainly quite a talented player, the number 10 for Defence Force. Long, looking for Brent Sam. Takes it down well. Here's that battle. Ross Russell Jr. versus Brent Sam. Retreats to Rodell Elcock. Oh, couldn't turn away from trouble there, Arcia. And they are away, Rangers. But he certainly got some red shirts ahead of him. Chance opening up here for Guerra. Well,
Snatched at it, didn't he? Snatched at it.
it looked exciting for a fleeting moment, but came to naught in the end from a man from Laventil. Paul can't fault him for trying. Enel has a few words for his defense for allowing that shot to come through that easily. Tula Guerra scored 26 goals for Charleston Battery in the United States Soccer League, the USL.
So Defense Force still leading, James, by that 28th minute goal from Garcia.
They've done well to hold on. Here's Felix to Coriat. He's been pretty busy. Or gets it forward. Cooper. He's got support in Felix. Well, they're just piling bodies into the area. Opts to go back. It's with Curtis Gonzalez. Here's the goal scorer, Justin Garcia. Jelani Felix. Well, I think he might have been picked up in that challenge. A bit late, Junior Asun. The referee has some words. I'm sure Felix would want more than words at the moment. He's in pain.
Yeah, it certainly was a bit late on the tackle.
Well, the good news is he's back on his feet. A bit heavy.
There's the tackle coming in very late by Asun.
I think that probably would have been a yellow card in another instance.
I think the referees did well. He's had a word with him and telling him that, you know, he's looking at him, can't make those kind of tackles. 1 minute to be added on.
So Defense Force still leading by 1-0 in this Ascension Football League second match. Of course, the opening match of the evening saw Kumanupia FC 4-1 winners over Real Westfort. Just 1 goal so far in this second match. That could change here. Here's Gil. Guerra. Back to Gil. Finding some space here. Beating the tackle. Oh, what a save! That was from the goalkeeper. And it's a corner, but
everything was done right. Everything except the finish. And you can't blame him. There he pushed it. And the keeper really from point blank range. It seemed to be Gil, wasn't it?
It is.
Who had the shot.
Top
and
notch.
Another brilliant save by Enel. He's kept it. This reminds me of the first game with Kunupia, doesn't it?
Well, can they keep the momentum going now as Asun swings it into the area? Here's Coriat, a foot race with Caleb Sturge, one that he's not going to win. So just a few moments remaining. We are firmly into the 1 minute of added on time. Can Rangers give their fans something to go into the halftime with? Here's Cooper. Defense Force maybe looking to add on a second. Brent Sam, bodies piling forward. Can they make something of this counter attack? Here's Brent Sam into the area.
Overhit.
And away by Sturge. Thought of a shot there. Can he get it off? No. Ooh, just missed the mark. Well, it's not Independence Day, but you can hear the oohs and ahs around the ground as that one flashed wide. But what you can hear is the halftime whistle, as at halftime, the Defense Force leads the home team, Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, by 1-0.
Yeah, it certainly was a very eventful first half. Good football, I thought, by both teams. The Defense Force grabbing that goal. A real scrappy goal, though. The Terminix Rangers, the defenders couldn't get the ball out, and Garcia pounced on it. But I like both the teams in terms of their movement forward. Both Coriat and Sam in particular is creating problems for the Terminix team. But when they come forward as well, you look at Gil, there's Andrew, Isaiah Lee, Guerra, they are creating problems. They're knocking the ball nicely about, and so far the only problem they've had is that they can't get the ball. They couldn't get the ball into the back of the net because of one man, Aaron Enel, who's been absolutely superb in the defense force goal. But we're going to take a break and then come right back with some highlights. Broke up a little bit. You said a 2-minute break and what? Right. Okay, no problem. Okay, doke. Huh. Keeping his Sportsmax crew hydrated. What about the commentators? The commentators don't get water. Powerade and the Coca-Cola company. Okay.
Well, isn't Powerade part of Coca-Cola?
Nah.
No?
Powerade, no.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, the Coca-Cola company. Okay, I didn't know Powerade part of them. Okay. Cool, no problem. What about the dancing girls? The dancing ladies? I think they're doing a wonderful job.
I was lost for words before. Oh, no.
Welcome back here to the Terminix La Horquetta Rangers ground, and we see some entertainment on the field at halftime, and it's 1-0 at the moment. The defense force lead, and we want to say thank you to the Caribbean Bottlers Limited for keeping the Sportsmax crew hydrated, of course, with Powerade and Coca-Cola and Dasani water as well. But the defense force there, some of the reserves at the interval just warming up and keeping themselves in readiness for when they're called for action. Let's have a look at the highlights of the first half. An interesting first half, James, and just one goal to show for it. But I think the star of the show was the goalkeeping of Aaron Enel. This one going over the bar from the Andrews, and Coriat with the cross. Seemed to be a little bit of a handball, but here's Sam having his shot, and that's a good save. That was the first save of the evening made by Jabari Bryce. Sam causing problems on the left side of the Rangers defense, and this is goalkeeper Enel again hustling out and making a brave save at the feet of Guerra, and then another important save from Enel. He's had a wonderful first half.
Well, he certainly has, and more chance from defense force. And again, Jabari Bryce. These goalkeepers have been very, very active in this match.
And this is the ball from Quintero to Sam, has the shot, and there is Bryce getting down quickly. But that was another good movement. And this is the goal. pinball, the ball all over the place, and the Rangers can't clear it, and eventually put into the back of the net by Justin Garcia. And you have to say, bad defending on the part of Rangers. James, they just could not get the ball away, and it was bouncing off of red shirts, and eventually Garcia, you had to think somebody was going to put the ball into the back of the net, and it was Garcia.
Yeah, it's always difficult when the ball is bouncing around in the area. Well, certainly was called into action further. Brent Sam warmed up his engine and got some good shots off. And then Ikem Andrews starting this move. And how often have we seen this from Gil? Laying it on a platter back to Ikem Andrews. And how close was that?
Yep, that's another good shot from him, but just going wide. Here, bringing Enil back into play, a good low shot, and he got down to it. But this one, probably the save of the half. You had to say, well, goal was written all over that, and it was a brilliant save by Enil. He pushed it over the top of the bar to keep his team in front by 1-0.
Yeah, so exciting action that we have seen so far in this match here at the La Horquetta Recreation Ground. And Defence Force has taken a 1-goal advantage. It's time now to hear from the coach of some of the key players, in fact, from La Horquetta Rangers.
After 2 years, it feels great to be back out. Me and the guys have been waiting, training hard daily for this. I mean, we are very enthusiastic and eager to start the ball rolling. The vibe and the training sessions are great. The guys are training very hard. We know what's the goal ahead. It's just to come together and get a better chemistry in the team. I think we have the likes of some good players as Tyrone Charles, Atula Guerra, Kadim Corbin. Besides the chemistry, I think we have a lot of speedy players. We have a lot of skillful players too. We have some youth, so we have a great energy and a great vibe.
I think the best quality of our team is synergy. I mean, the team has a lot of skills, quickness, and ability, but throughout the past couple years, the team has been able to achieve a great amount of togetherness. I would describe success for me, firstly, by winning the title, as well as growing as a player, and for the team, the players being able to grasp an opportunity out there to the higher leagues in Europe, and scouts taking the players one by one, because that is the initial goal of the club.
Interesting thoughts there from the key players of the Terminix La Horquetta Rangers team. Let's hear some opposing views now from the Defence Force key players.
So far, the training sessions have been very hard because we have a lot of work to do, but we get in there, and the vibes in the team is very, very good right now. Everybody willing to work and come together as one, as a family, as usual. Well, it's a great feeling to be back out, Took a good while, so it's taking a toll on us, but it's a great, great feeling to be back out on the pitch again. It's having all these senior men who play all over the world. Some men play all over the world around us and always giving us more knowledge, always encouraging us to move forward. Because like me and other young footballers and servicemen around here, we need that. And that is a big quality for me. Even though we don't win, it doesn't matter. Once we have that family together.
We have a mixture of senior and junior players coming together. and the blend is coming along quite well. And with the mix of the national players along with the other players, we are doing quite fine, and I think we're expecting a great turnout, a great show on the 25th. The vibes in the camp is good. Even though we had to alter the training a little bit because of the short planning towards the tournament. But I think the coaches have that in mind, and we are training to suit the short time frame of preparation. Knowing the defense force and our culture, we don't accept nothing more than coming on top. So that's the only way we're going to judge our team, because we are accustomed winning, so we're only looking to come first.
You know, it's always interesting, James, to hear the views of some players, you know, their thoughts and, you know, what they're looking at in terms of their progression and what they're hoping for in a tournament like this and what they hope to achieve.
Yeah, it's always interesting to get into the minds. Oftentimes we see these players in the field, and it's hard to think sometimes that they're human, because we see them as you know, these heroes, and but the human side of what makes them tick and what makes the team go. It's always good to hear that.
Well, let's take a break now, and when we come back, it's going to be action in the second half of this very important encounter. Remember, the defense force at the moment, they lead by 1-0. Welcome back here to the Terminix La Horquetta Rangers ground, and we're just about getting ready for start of action in the second half. The defense force, they lead by that solitary goal in the 28th minute, scored by Justin Garcia, and they've made some changes, James. I'm not sure if you got hold of those changes.
Well, Tyrone Charles is one of the players coming in, the former senior international. He comes in on the right wing in place of Junior Asun. And there was another change as well. Kaim Thomas, he came in. I'll tell you in a bit who he replaced. Not sure just yet who came off for him to come in. So those are the changes so far for Terminix La Horquetta Rangers as they trail by 1-0. Here's Russ Russell Jr.
I think Sturge has come off as well.
Might just be Sturge as Brent Sam touches a bit too heavy. Goes out for a throw. Here's Atula Guerra. Ross Russell Jr. His pass can't beat Curtis Gonzalez. It goes out for a throw. So Guerra looking to make things happen. That's a good pass in. Isaiah Lee tries his luck from distance. No luck. Easy gobble up for the goalkeeper, Aaron Enel.
I think Kyle Thomas has come on at right back for Sturge.
But here's Gill. Has been a thorn in the side of the Defence Force team in the first half. Can't wiggle his way past Ashe Marcia, but they still keep it. And a chance for a shot. Oh, misdirected. And perhaps poor choice, Matula Guerra. Will be a Defence Force throw. You always know your shot isn't well directed whenever it goes out for a throw instead of a goal kick.
The musicians have been going all night, James, and they seem to have more energy, certainly than you and me.
I tell you, can't keep up with the energy of football fans in Trinidad and Tobago. Here's Real Gill. Nice deep cross into the back door, and it's 1-1. Tyrone Charles, the substitute. Just what the coach ordered, and he's given his side the equalizer, and look at the celebration.
But what a goal though, what a goal, what a cross. He attacked it beautifully and he headed it. This is the cross, they're coming in. What a good cross from Gill, look at that. And the ball just hanging there, and in came Charles, the substitute, and he put it into the back of the net. What a goal, what a start. Rangers back, Terminix La Horquetta Rangers right back in this contest.
Well, a fantastic goal from the home team, and what a response as the second half gets off with some fire.
So the substitute, Tyrone Charles. So you have to give credit to the coach, James, for that inspirational substitution.
Well, what a change that turned out to be. It's even Steven. This match poised to be a cracker. Here's Gill, the architect of that goal, and while taking no chances this time with him is Rodel Elcock. No free pathway. Was Gill responsible for delivering that cross that created the goal? Well,
now the both changes that were made by Rangers was on the right side of the team. You looked at the right wide midfielder in Charles and also the right back. So it was interesting that the coach must have said he needed more structure or more tightness on that right side in terms of both going forward and defending. There's a free kick. Yeah, so obviously he was looking for more defensive. He must have felt a little bit fragile on that right side in terms of defending, and he wanted more attacking thrust going forward with Tyrone Charles, and he's got it.
And he would have seen it firsthand, the right-hand side, the side closest to him in the first half. Kudos to him for identifying the changes early. Here's Gill. How lively has he been? Ikem Andrews. Here's the goal scorer, Charles. Featured heavily under Stephen Hart for the Trinidad and Tobago senior team. Wasn't used much after the Dennis Lawrence era. But it's a chance to chase now because Defence Force looked to attack. He's been hustled out of it, illegally so, says the referee. Will be a free kick to the men in yellow. Now I tell you, Defence Force has the enviable accolade of being the only Caribbean team to win the CONCACAF Club Championship. It's a title that they've won on 2 occasions. In fact, their assistant coach Hudson Charles was part of the 1985 winning team for Defence Force in that competition. So it's a team that has a a record of winning. It's a record that Rangers will be hoping to disrupt. That's a low cross. Just couldn't wrap his foot around that one, Dwight Quintero. And it goes out for a goal kick.
Not sure what he tried to do there. He didn't pull it into him in terms of taking that ball and cushioning it. He tried to push it and turn and shoot one time. But the first touch was bad and it ran away from him.
Well, you can just feel the atmosphere shift here at the La Horquetta Recreation Ground. King. Here's Real Gil. Gets it into Artula Guerra. Tries to bend it with his right foot, deflected, and has won a corner for his team.
Tell you what, James, I think this crowd has got even bigger since the first half, from the first half.
Most certainly. It's always a vibrant atmosphere here in La Horquetta. It's a venue that they moved into back in just about 2 years ago. This venue certainly has developed really nicely. Oh, that one missed by the defender. A chance here for Rangers, and might have been deflected by a last gasp bit of defending from the defense force goal scorer. Well, he's putting his defensive chops to work, but I think it was a bit clumsy though from defense force to allow that ball to drop into the area in the first place.
That's right. Should have never allowed that cross to come through.
Bouncing around, and a chance to restart the action. He's found some space, hasn't he? He's gone past one, can't get past the second. And it's a throw for the defense force. This is the Ascension Football League here in Trinidad and Tobago. It's kicked off with two wonderful matches this evening here at the La Horquetta Recreation Ground. Here's Gil, running out of options, running into yellow shirts. And Creighton went to ground quite easily. Oh, that's a good take from Quintero. What can he do? 1v1. A chance to shoot with his left boot. Couldn't bend it into the far corner. But certainly raised some eyebrows and had some mouths gaping.
Superb from Quintero. The only thing there was the finish. It lacked the finish, but he took it down beautifully. He eluded the defender, and let's see, that is Javon Morris, but he took it down beautifully. He turned one way, Morris went that way, and he deceived Morris by going back to his left foot. He tried to bend it into the top corner and just failed. Excellent football on the part of Quintero. You see moves like that, James, and you have to say sometimes the striker is unlucky.
Yeah, it certainly is. Dwight Quintero, formerly of W Connection in the TNT Professional League, now plying his trade with the defense force. Oh, that's a foul. And it has gone in the direction of the defense force. Javon Morris getting into that angle. Javon Morris is the
yellow card is out.
Yeah, yellow card as well. Javon Morris is the nephew of former TNT captain Clayton Morris, captain of that famous 1990 strike squad in Trinidad and Tobago, team that featured the likes of one Dwight York and Russell Latapy. Well, he's in the naughty corner this time. Well, this is another look at the goal from defense force, a bit of a pinball, and in the end it's the center back that gets his foot on it in the end, Justin Garcia.
A little bit scrappy, but it all counts.
So defense force would have taken the lead in the 28th minute. And then how about this from La Horquetta Rangers in the second half? Gil with the right-footed cross and the substitute Tyrone Charles at the back door. Knock, knock, who's there? It's me. And it's 1-1.
Probably the goal of the night. Excellent. Absolutely wonderful header coming in from Charles. What was good about it? The ball was just hanging there and he had to attack it. And he attacked it well. Got beyond the defender and cracked the header past the keeper. Excellent goal from the Rangers team.
Well, it's a free kick for the defense force. And Well, Dwight Quintero is back on his feet. Took a heavy tumble. They've got to defend, and they've got the support of the home fans quite literally behind them. As defense force lines up this free kick. It's Curtis Gonzalez. Pretty good dead ball specialist. Floats this one into the area. Also looking for a centre-back partner there, Justin Garcia. Just fell short of him. Oh, that's Tyrone Charles yet again. He's gone past one. He's gone past two. He's into space. Tyrone Charles.
He needs
what will he do?
No.
Wrong option.
Wrong option, James. He had the support. He needed to look up because there were two Rangers players in the box. He needed to slip it to one of them, and it could have been goal number 2. But the wrong option. You're quite right. The one option he should not have chosen there was to shoot, and because his angle was poor, if he had to shoot there, he had to go for the far post. And, you could see him just not very confident of taking the shot on. The ball was also under his foot, really, so he never got power. He did well. Up to here, he's doing well. He needs to look up. Never looked up. And look, there's two. We're now coming into the picture, but there were two supporting players with him, and he never looked up.
Well, here is Rangers. Well, showing off his footwork. Has he gotten away with it? Doesn't seem to. Well, he's just gotten away with it there, the goalkeeper. And, well, I tell you what. Jabari Bryce is quite lucky.
He's a lucky man.
Didn't give away that one. Dwight Quintero was eager to get that into the net.
Good idea from him because he realized the keeper was out of position and he tried to lob him. Good idea. Unfortunately, it was off target.
Reminds you of one Donnarumma? Real Madrid versus PSG?
Yep, that's right.
Well, here's Elcock. Long ball up the flank looking for Sam. Goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Yes, Javon Morris. Charles tries to flick it. No one in particular. It's back with the defense force. Here's Quintero. He's been waxing warm. A good pass inside. And Cooper, well, had his legs taken out by Morris. That one aimed at Atula Guerra. And King with the tussle with Real Gil.
Dangerous from Rangers. You can't allow Quintero to turn. You've got to close him down. Don't allow him to turn. He actually was able to turn with the ball and push the ball through. Looking for, I think it was looking for maybe Coriat. But you can't allow him to turn. The Rangers defenders have got to be on top of him and just close him down. If you're going to give Quintero that kind of room for the rest of this game, they're going to pay.
Certainly. Well, there's another man down. It's been a long period of inactivity for quite a few of these teams. And we're seeing the end result of that. And it is Real Gil. It's not a man you'd want lying around. He's been quite instrumental in this match. In fact, he assisted in the goal for Terminix Rangers. So he's just stretching that legs. Maybe a bit of cramp as Elcock floats this one into the area. High into the air, high across the crossbar. And there is no danger in the end. So the match evenly poised at the moment between La Horquetta Rangers and the Defence Force here at the La Horquetta Recreation Ground. Ascension League football. Well, this one is aimed at Creighton. Gets under it. Couldn't get it on to Atula Guerra. And the good news is that just out of your picture, Riel Thomas has made his way back onto the field. Sure the Rangers fans are going to be happy by that. Here's Elcock. Long ball forward looking for Brent Sam. Only finds Jabari Bryce.
Oh, that's going to be a yellow, is it?
Well,
no.
I think he got all ball there.
Ball. Well.
Oh, it's backs and forwards at the moment. Trade off between the goalkeepers.
I think the game has lost a little bit of the edge in terms of knocking the ball around, keeping possession. I think both teams starting now to play these long, hopeful balls. And I think they just need to settle again and start to knock it around, get possession of it, build from the back. And this is what Defence Force now is trying to do.
Here's Elcock.
It's another good ball.
He will strike the ball well, the centre-back pairing for the Defence Force. Justin Garcia, who incidentally got the goal for them, and Curtis Gonzalez. Good technique about them. Elcock. Oh, that one just bounced off his man and bounced out of play. Here's Curtis Gonzalez. Looking for options. Finds his centre-back partner, Garcia. Quite comfortable in possession. Hikes it forward. Only as far as a red shirt. Ikem Andrews plays it back to Morris. And a break could be on. Tyrone Charles has lots of space and lots of pace to burn. He's looking for options. Gets it outside of the boot. And the header, well, doesn't have the power
Or the direction, yeah.
to trouble the goalkeeper, Enel.
But that was a good ball. Played wide down the line. Let the wide men run onto it.
Well, Creighton goes to ground. And they will win a free kick in a dangerous area. Defence Force a bit nervy defensively since the equalizer went in. Giving away perhaps a free kick too many.
Is this going to be Andrews or is it going to be Gill? I don't think Real Gill is going to take this. Could very well be Andrews.
I think Andrews might be the preferred suitor. And in fact, it is the former national under-20 player who lines up behind it. And again, the stretchers making their way on the field because Cooper has decided to take a break.
Yeah, Jamil Cooper, he's down, not too sure. Again, I'm wondering if he's just suffering from cramp or some muscle injury. Don't forget, these guys have not, we've got to remind our viewers, James, that these guys have not been playing football for almost 2 years. And they probably just started. When we heard Ron Laforest, for example, with the Real West 4 team, he said he only had his team together for around 2 weeks. And to come and play this type of football and this type of competition, it's tough on these players. Some of the crowd enjoying the action. Of course, a lot of support here for the home team. But the good news is that
but he's limping up the field.
Cooper, yeah, he's walking at least. But
Yeah,
he's
most
making his way off
importantly.
the field.
Well, it's Ikem Andrews. It's a long way out. But I fancy he has the confidence to go into the wall this time. Does win it back. This one is deflected. It should be an easy catch for Enel.
Thought he went for power with that free kick rather than just trying to get it over the wall. And the wall did its job, never flinched.
Well, swan back there by the Defence Force. Yes, Quintero. But in fact, it is
Brent Sam.
Brent Sam trying to find Hashim Asia. Headed away. Yes, King. Well, cricket, that would be a 6. In football, it's a wasted attempt.
I wonder, Brent Sam seemed to have gone over to the left-hand side now of the attack. And very interesting indeed with him going across to the left-hand side. And Coriat. But I think Sam probably just made that diagonal run going wide. He's probably going to go back onto his right side, that favored wide right side position. And Coriat is going to pick up that left-sided. Here's a good shot. Oh, it's fumbled. Oh, he's done well in the end, Enel.
Well, the old adage, if at first you don't succeed, pick yourself up and try again. Well, he did that quite literally there, Enel. Gill, how often have we seen him cut inside on his left foot? And this time, maybe could have done better in the first attempt, Enel, but certainly his recovery on par.
Did well in the end. Would have been very, very disturbed by that save he made because that ball he tried to save it rather than pushing it away, but it bounced just in front of him, and that was the problem.
Well, here is a corner. Who finds a yellow shirt bouncing around still, and just over the top. And now Enel has gone down. I'm not quite sure I saw any contact made with the goalkeeper, but he's holding his jaw. Says he's all right though, but
he's a tough man. He's from the defense force, James.
Spot on. Certainly a tough lot. Probably quite literally just brushed that off, Colin Murray.
Goal kick here for the Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, sorry, for the defense force, because eventually it was headed over the bar by Andrew, and so defense force here with a goal kick.
Well, he's redeemed himself really well. Enel, as he sends that one long. You can notice there has been a change in their build-up pattern during the defense force. Here's Tyrone Charles. He's now moved onto the left side. He came on the right. Brent Sam is away. It's well stopped. Leslie Russell. Here's Creighton, the skipper. Good turn from Ike Manjus. He's looking for more options. A narrow look to the attack, Terminix Rangers. Both teams opting to play through the center of the field. Now, we're starting about a change in the build-up pattern for defense force. They've gone quite narrow, and they've gone for that long, direct approach in building up compared to what we saw in the first half, where they built up from the back. Here's Russ Russell Jr. Leslie Russell finds Javon Morris. Nice shape in their build-up, though, the Horquetta Rangers.
Man who's come on as substitute, Thomas. But
he spent too much time there dwelling on the ball. Thomas lost possession.
Put his team under some pressure now.
Oh, that's a good turn. Can he get away from them? He can get away. And he's got Gill with him. Using his right foot this time to cut it back to Tula Gerrard. Tries to dance past two. Yes, Russ Russell Jr. thinks of a shot for a moment. Tyrone Charles. He's got the attention of two yellow shirts. Gives it to a yellow shirt. Dwight Quintero. Cooper. Here's Hashim Marcia. Oh, that's a good looking ball in. Trying to find Brent Sam. Too long. And it's all the way through to Jabari Bryce.
Too straight. The idea was excellent, looking to get Sam wide, but you played it a little too straight, gave the goalkeeper the chance to come out and make the save.
Here's King, the pivot of the defense force attack. Oh, there's a boot that swung very close to his face there. Don't think it connected, but I think the referee might have whistled for the intent.
Oh yeah, he was definitely, I think he connected with the player.
Now, Quintero is signaling for a change to be made as the player down again seems to be suffering with a bit of cramp.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's been a tough
Well, look at the face of the players. Look at Javon Morris. Yeah. He's huffing, he's puffing.
I tell you what, I could take my little finger, James, and just push him down. I mean, it's been a tough encounter for these guys. And you know, you feel for them because this game has been it's been a tough game. It's been back and forth. There's some of the crowd enjoying themselves and looking on. But you know, it's been when you think of these guys coming into their first game, I think both teams would have preferred an easier encounter.
Certainly, it's almost a derby for your first match. And I think that he will be substituted. Cooper, his day is done. The central midfielder, and Joan Baltazar gets ready to come in. Joan Baltazar has been one of the pivotal players for the Trinidad and Tobago futsal team. Started his career with the defense force at the national youth level as well with the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Has since primarily been a futsal player, but he's back with defense force yet again. So he looks like one of the two changes being lined up. But speaking about being lined up, a free kick is also being lined up here.
This is a good area for defense force. Garcia is there, but I don't think he's going to take it.
And it's King straight into the wall.
It's another bat. You know, the thing what has disappointed me tonight, James, has been a lot of the free kicks. In both games, the teams have got some free kicks in some very, very good areas. And they've just lacked the finesse. They just have lacked the finesse of getting that ball up and over the wall to make the keeper safe.
Certainly. So Joan Baltazar has replaced Cooper, while Holder is the next player in. Well, he hasn't quite gone in just yet. And he is going to replace the number 13 for
Coriat.
Defense Force, Coriat. So he will be pushed into the wing position. Joan Baltazar will occupy the center of the field.
Coriat hasn't been in the game in the second half. You know, he's been really struggling. Hasn't seen much of the ball. I thought the first half he was much more into the game. He was standing wide. They were playing the ball to him. He was getting some crosses in. But in the second half, I don't think he's seen very much of the ball. And so consequently, they've been very ineffective on that left side.
And here's King. Lost possession. It's back with the defense force. Garcia to Gonzalez. It's Garcia. Hashim Garcia turns away from two. Back to Gonzalez. Long service looking for Quintero. Headed away. Joan Baltazar trying to get his first bit of the action. Here's Atula Guerra. He's been pretty quiet in the second half. Well, certainly getting a bit of attention, but he's gotten away from it, and well, illegally so, says the referee. So Holder with his first bit of action, committing a foul. Here is Curtis Gonzalez, man fondly known as Boyle. Well, they're very patient. I spoke about the build-up pattern changing. Seems to have reverted to a more patient build-up. Back three. Here's Charles dancing away from Garcia. But have played together on the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Here's another one, Ike Andrews. It's a long ball forward, just gave away possession to defense force, who look to restart things quickly. Guerra, his pass cut out. Here's King, but he's opened up the park. Here's Hashim Garcia, turns into space, picks out Brent Sam, running at Ross Russell Jr., thinking about shooting. Well, when thoughts materialize, you get shots like that. Unfortunately, he couldn't hit the target.
There's going inside on that left foot. You could see the idea, looking for the far corner. But I think Bryce had it covered. But interesting from Brent Sam. He's had a good game, I think, for the defense force. There he is. Certainly, he's had a tough evening coming up against Ross Russell Jr. But I think he's done well.
Wow. Another clearance that he's going to be proud of, Radel Elka.
We've seen some tired legs, I think, now, and mistakes being made. And I tell you what, that could open up for some of the forwards if the defenders start to tire and make some mistakes.
Here's Leslie Russell. Javon Morris. Morris tries to pick out the run of the winger, Gill. But it's back with the defense force. He's got some runners. Finds Quintero, knocks it down to...
Giving it away too.
Baltazar, who gives it away. Here's Atula Guerra. Tyrone Charles, 1v1, 2v1. It's a nice overload. And can Trying to get at the end of a defense force, they clear the danger. But how close was that?
That was a great movement from Rangers going down the left side. And
Yes,
no one attacked the cross. It was a good ball inside.
Baltazar booted away. Guerra. Curtis Gonzalez. Fence force looking to up the tempo. Brent Sam doesn't control well. It's a throw. Here's the defense force goal scorer, Garcia. Into Gonzalez. They're finding more space in the middle. It's Garcia. Almost playing like a pivot from the centre-back position. Just seems to be the one to control the tempo. And there might be another change that will be made. A change that Trinidad and Tobago football fans would be all too familiar with. Jamil Boatswain. Might remember him making his Trinidad and Tobago debut with a pair of goals.
Coming on for Quintero.
And he replaces Dwight Quintero. So they've gone to the bench and they've opted for the experience of Boatswain. But I think Quintero's had a decent outing.
Oh, for sure. I think he's played well. He's given 150%.
Just see some tired legs. The pace of the match has gone down quite considerably. Well, here's his first bit of action. Boatswain, he does have a left foot. Well, everyone has a left foot, but he can't shoot. It's one of his trademarks, and well, certainly came close.
Never got over it though. Did well. He's a big guy, and he was muscling his way through, and found that the ball was just under his feet, so he couldn't get the power in the shot, and he just got tight more than anything else.
Well, he's wearing the number 9 jersey, a jersey that has been made famous by Devon Jocelyn. You might remember that name for Defense Force.
Yep.
Was slated as the man to replace Jocelyn since he's retired. Well, the clock's certainly winding down at the moment. 2-2 the tempo. The ball is just being banged around the pitch now. Oh, that's a good move from Ike Andrews into Gill. He likes to run at them. This time he's run out of options. Well, Boatswain took out his man, Javon Morris. And when you see a big man like Javon Morris go down that easily, you know it has to be something under the table. But he's holding his knee though. There we go, he's back on his feet. And he's had a rough evening in terms of physical contact, but he's stood up well to the pressure. So this match locked at 1 apiece between the Defense Force and the Terminix Rangers. If the result holds, Rangers would keep their 3-game unbeaten run against Rangers, or Defense Force rather will keep a 3-game unbeaten run against Rangers. That's a, well, reeked of desperation to clear that one. Paul tried to pick out Charles. Goes all the way back to the goalkeeper.
Because of the tired legs now, James, you see a lot of the passes going astray. They're not finding, and then you're seeing a lot of that as well. These long, hopeful balls up by both teams, hoping that the forwards run onto it.
Well, he's looking to pick out Brent Sam. Trying to push bodies forward, and well, he'd want to have a second attempt at that because he went to nobody in particular.
Sam, you know, it's a poor cross by Sam. He's had a good game this evening, but unfortunately, and that cross was you could see again a tired man.
But there's a man down. Javon Morris appears to be the man in some sort of discomfort. Was holding on to his left knee earlier. And I think this could be a moment where he might have to be replaced.
I'm not sure if the Rangers team has made all their substitutions. We'll have to wait and see. But you could see the Rangers players coming across looking for water while the spectators having their fun.
Well, they're having their fun as well.
Yes, they are the...
Oh, I wish I were a child again. Remember those days, playing at the sideline?
They are the Rangers players just getting some refreshments. I tell you, it's been that type of game. It's been tough, really tough encounter. And I'm not
Well, the
surprised.
Aquaman is certainly very animated at the moment on the sidelines. He wants more from his boys.
You think he's upset?
Yeah, I think he is. He's quite an emotional coach. He loves winning, and in a derby contest like this, certainly want to get the better of his fierce rivals, Defense Force. Here's Andrews, Charles, Morris, who is back on his feet, quite literally. Well, Joel Russell, that is tired legs, and I tell you, his coach out of the picture. He isn't very happy. More tired legs coming into play. And tired pass as well.
Passing starting to go all astray now. I think both teams would want this game to finish quickly.
Well, that one was aimed in at Baltazar. Too far away from the 5'6" Baltazar. Has been one of my favorite players growing up, Joe Baltazar. Always liked his playing style. This one is aimed at Charles. Went into battle there. It's just about to say it was with Rangers, but they somehow managed to hold on to it, or have they? It's gone out, and it would be a Defense Force through. It's Garcia. Baltazar. Rodell Elcock to pick out Hashim Asia. First time passing to Boatswain. And that's good defending from Terminix Rangers. Here's Atula Guerra. Real Gill. He switched sides. He's come across on the left. Oh. Tried to be clever. Couldn't get past Elcock. Here's the substitute holder. Asia. Baltazar. Good ball into Boatswain. He's turned well. But he kicked at nothing. Well, I can't say nothing. He got the man. And I'm surprised that there's no whistle. The referee says play on. And advantage to Terminix Rangers. Away with Tyrone Charles looking to break. Well, they've still got two players down on the opposite end. But play continues. And, play continues to go on. And finally it goes out. They've got two players on the opposite end of the field that have remained down. Javon Morris, one of them. And not quite sure who the other player is. But I'd love to see a replay of that action. Boatswain seemed to have kicked and missed at everything.
Yeah, he actually kicked the ankle of, is that
yeah, and that's a
Thomas?
foul. That's a foul any day.
Well, I think the
Got
referee...
all of him.
Yeah, I think the referee played advantage because the ball actually ran on to... was it Guerra? I think it ran on to one of the players, but Morris is down again.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the fifth. If it was a boxing match, it would have been over a long time for Morris.
He'd have had to throw in the towel a long time ago. Kaim is back on his feet.
That's good news.
Took a hard blow there from Jamil Boatswain, and he's by no means a small fellow. Well, finally, there seemed to be some action at the sidelines for La Horquetta Rangers. I'm quite surprised that he's continued on so long, Javon Morris. Well, they're calling for a change now. It's just out of your picture. But he may be off, and that's what's delaying the action on the field at the moment, because Javon Morris, well, there's two friends, Atula Guerra, Hashim Asia, both teammates on the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Now, this has been a quite interesting match, and I think it's difficult trying to determine a man of the match. Any ideas you feel, Colin Murray?
I think I need to think about that. It's a really, I don't think there have been one player that has been totally outstanding in the game. You know, I like the defenders. I think Morris.
Curtis Gonzalez, I think, was a...
Justice Garcia as well.
Garcia,
from Defense
because he scored a
Force.
goal.
He's been a rock at the back for Defense Force.
Well, that's an easy catch. And I think if the result in particular stands, Garcia can be a good shoe-in.
Yeah, I think Garcia at the moment, you know, not only for his defending, but he's gone up for the set plays, he's gone up for the corners. He, in fact, was up there for that goal that they scored, actually. You know, and I think he's done a very good job for his team.
Here's Ike Andrews. He's done a decent job for Rangers. But he did well to get there, Tyrone Charles, but he might just have run out of real estate. Quickly taken. King couldn't get it past Andrews. Would be another Defense Force through. I think King has been pretty solid in the center of midfield as well for Defense Force. So here's Alcock. Curtis Gonzalez. Garcia. Here's King. Baltazar. That's such good close control, Joe, in Baltazar. Brent Sam can't dribble past this man. It's back with Garcia. And they might be looking to force the issue here. Defense Force seem hungry to snatch a win in this. And I just think, Colin Murray, that Justin Garcia has to be my man of the match so far.
I think so. I think Garcia's been solid at the back. He's gone up, as I said, for the set plays. He scored the goal. And both himself and Gonzalez, I think, as a pairing, they have done well for Defense Force.
So it's a change being made, and it's Hashim Asia. So Hashim Asia has been replaced, and in comes Isaiah Lee. So Lee is the player coming in. It's interesting that he's opted for some fresh legs in the middle. Oh, just in case you're wondering what's holding up the action, is another player from Rangers getting back on his feet. Leslie Russell is the culprit. Finally, he's walked off the field, so they can continue. So there's Lee, the substitute, just came in. So just about 4 minutes remaining in this match as we approach the end of regulation time. Still 1 goal apiece between Defense Force and Terminix La Horquetta Rangers. The second of 2 matches on opening day of the Ascension Football League. Don't forget, lots of action taking place across the weekend. You can check out the Ascension website for more information. And of course, on Fridays, we will be bringing the action to you live on Sportsmax. Here's Lee, his first involvement. And a shot from distance. Oh, how good a touch was that one from the goalkeeper. He's furious with his defense and almost snuck one in had it not been for the fingernail save of Enel.
I think he's been absolutely outstanding as well, James. He's made a number of saves and have kept defense force in the game.
Looking for a red shirt, finds one, and Enel scrambles across. Breathes a sigh of relief as that one flashes wide. I think in terms of the La Horquetta Rangers, he's certainly been one of their best players, Enel.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, the goalkeeper for defense force. Yeah, he's been easily one of their better players. I think the defense force has been good. Well,
that one almost took my head off.
I noticed you shifted very quickly.
Goalkeeper's reflexes, Colin Murray.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Your opponents never told me that about you.
Here's King. He dances away from Ike Andrews, but he gives it away. Russell, who's back on the field. Is there one chance left in La Horquetta Rangers? Here's Atula Guerra. Ross Russell Jr. joins the attack, and he tries his luck from distance, and I'm not sure it was the best of options. Certainly had lots of support as some precipitation just comes down around the ground. AKA rain.
Well, I think I need to, as they say, back a little bit, James. Sparrow said, don't back, but I think I need to back.
It's Carnival country, everyone backs back. Here's Baltazar, Lee, Brent Sam, maybe defense force looking for a winner. Chance in Baltazar!
Oh.
Well, he certainly had the opportunity to be a hero.
Yeah, that was it. That was the chance they were looking for. Good cross from Sam, and Baltasar just couldn't control it. Here's the cross, and Baltasar coming in. Oh, the bounce just eluded him, and he couldn't control it.
Maybe another chance. Opening up his hold up. A good defending from Isaiah Lee.
Probably the last chance for defense force in the game. If they can get it into the box. Gotta get it into the box.
Here's Gonzalez. If anybody can, he can. Into board swing. Can he turn? Looking to move. Shot blocked. It's away. Atula Guerra to start a counter-attack. Ike Andrews, he's got Tyrone Charles with him. Guerra running on the far side. This is the last opportunity for Rangers. And it's a disappointing end to what looked like a promising counter-attack there.
Well,
and
they've got a corner.
And another man down.
Yeah.
So the player down is Ike Andrews.
He's worked hard. He's worked his socks off tonight. I'm not surprised.
Well, might be his legs as well. He's worked off. Don't mean to chuckle at his discomfort, but he certainly has worked very hard, Ike Andrews. And, well, would get a chance to rest maybe, suffering a bit of cramp. All of these players have worked tremendously hard after 2 years of inactivity.
There's the rain falling, James.
Raindrops falling on my head. There's a song that says something about that. Familiar?
I think the farmers would be enjoying it.
Certainly will.
But I think they would need much more than what we're having here.
Well, I tell you what, the fans aren't even budging. So happy they are to be back around live action. Quite content to stand around and receive the blessings of God.
In the meantime, Andrews is still down and he's getting some treatment. I don't think he's going to continue the way it's looking.
Oh, I said that about Javon Morris, and wow.
About 5 times.
He's been up and down. Maybe they're built differently around here. I just hope it's nothing serious. He was holding the inside of his thighs. Thought it might have been some cramp. We hope it's exactly just that.
Well, they've got a corner and they're going to finish the game with 10 men. But importantly for them, they've got this corner. Not much time left.
So Andrews is off the field, so the corner can continue. Maybe a last chance for the home team to crown themselves in glory. Get one over their fierce rivals defense force. It's a deep one, looking for Atula Guerra, headed away by Elcock. And instead they get the final whistle. Defense force continue their unbeaten run against Terminix Rangers. And it's a match that has ebbed and flowed, but in the end, just one goal between them. So it's Defense Force 1, La Horquetta Rangers 1.
Yeah, certainly interesting game in the end. It petered out the second half. I think a lot of the players were feeling the efforts of that first half. And the second half certainly wasn't as good as the first half. The man of the match, of course, Justin Garcia. And from the defense force, he scored the opening goal together with Curtin Gonzalez. He formed a formidable partnership in the middle for the defense force, and they certainly took care of the Rangers in terms of their attacks. Most of the time it was broken up by Garcia or Gonzalez, and then of course Enel in the back. He was a tower of strength in the goal for defense force. But let's have a look at the highlights here of the game. So this is the Rangers on the attack, and the shot coming from Andrews, but certainly a wayward one. And this is Coriat sending it across. Sam looking to have the shot, and that's a good save from Bryce. Sam, who was a live wire in the first half, tended to disappear a little bit in the second half. And this is another good save from NL. He had a good game for the defense force. When they breached the defense, he was there to take care of business for the defense force team. And this is the goal. A little bit of a scramble here. No, sorry, that is Coriat not able to get it back across. And the cross coming and headed on by Quintero. Sam with the shot, and that's a very good save by Bryce. And this one, the header coming, and this is the goal scored by Garcia. A little bit of a scramble, and Garcia eventually putting it into the back of the net, and to give Defense Force the lead in the first half. And they went into the half-time with that one goal scored by Garcia. A little bit of a scrappy goal. The Rangers team couldn't get the ball away, and there was a little bit of a pinball being played, and Garcia eventually put it into the back of the net. That's another good save from Bryce, and here comes Rangers. This is the shot coming from Andrews, and wide of the goal, not testing Enel. That's another shot, this time on target, and NL equal to it. Had him to get down low and take it. Here says the best chance for Rangers to equalize, and Gill, the man, putting it just to the top of the goal, and a brilliant save. But this is the equalizer, a super ball from Gill, and what a goal from Tyrone Charles. Came on as a substitute in the second half. He attacked the ball and put his header beyond the goalkeeper for equalizer. Excellent goal from Charles, but a brilliant cross from Gill. And here's a chance for Rangers, and really and truly, you would have thought they would have done better with that. that was Charles. He had the opportunity to play the ball infield and was not able to. And another save from Enel. So a lot of action here in this game. Another brilliant save to the end coming from Enel. He was a tower of strength for the team. And this one, the last chance of the game by Baltazar, he was not able to keep it down and it went over the bar. So that's it. 1-1 between Defence Force and Rangers. Let's go down to James as he's has with him the man of the match, Justin Garcia.
Justin Garcia, your unbeaten run against Terminix Rangers continues. But I think most importantly for you, you are our sports man of the match. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
It feels good. It feels good. It's coming from a pandemic 2 years. Some of the boys wasn't out active football. And to come here to give out that fight, it was good from the team. A good team effort.
Now, you got a draw. Is that a result? Are you happy with that result?
Not happy to say, but we come here with a point and we leave here with a point.
Now, Rangers have been fierce rivals for you. Was there any special sort of preparations or mindset coming into this match?
Well, I wouldn't say there were any fierce rivals. I say they're a competitive team, and we didn't take it lightly, and we go there and fight hard.
My final question for you. How tough was it after 2 years coming out this evening in such a high-intensity match?
Well, some for the boys, because some of the boys was with the national team, so we was a little active. 1 or 2 of the guys, and the rest wasn't active, but it was a good fight all in all.
Well, Justin, I'm going to allow you to go celebrate with your teammates as I invite your coach, Lloyd Andrews, to come and join me. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thanks so much, man.
All right, so we've got Lloyd Andrews. So, Coach, you're going to come join me, and it's a good occasion because your team unbeaten against La Horquetta Rangers in 3 matches. So, I'm just going to invite you to come forward just a bit. How was the match today for you?
Well, it was tough, but I was satisfied.
No, you said tough. Was it tough physically, or was it tough in terms of the intensity of the match?
Tough in the sense that we only had 3 weeks of preparation. So when we came out here tonight, what I got from the men, I was quite satisfied.
How difficult was it selecting players? You said just about 3 weeks. You seem to have done a good job, though. How difficult was it finding players?
Well, the players pick themselves by their performance in training. So my job was much easy.
Is this a result that you're happy with, 1-1?
Yes, coming here with no points and leaving with 1, yes I am.
Well, that sounds like a fair deal to me. Thanks so much, Coach Andrews, and I'm going to allow you to run along and join that huddle that I'm seeing forming with your team at the moment.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So we've got with us the coach of La Horquetta Rangers who's going to join me, Mr. Dave Quamina, and this is a home match. You've got a great turnout from the fans today.
Yeah, today this happens every time we have a game. The community supports us.
No, so, are you happy with the result? You got 1-1. Seems to be a very fiercely competitive match.
Yeah, I think both teams know one another. Both teams know one another's strengths, and 1-1, we happy with 1-1. And I think they happy with 1-1 too. This was long awaited. The government opened back the country. Like to say thanks to the Prime Minister, the government, and they spoke with the community. A lot of people came out and happiness.
Now this is the first game of the season, so to speak, with the Ascension Football League. Last tournament, you finished second behind Defence Force. Yeah. Was there some sort of mental preparation or thought coming into this match?
Not really. I think the both coaches know one another's style. I think the both teams know one another in playing style. The players know one another. So I think it was little tweaks in and out, but it was a nice game. We enjoyed it, and I think they enjoyed it too.
Oh, Mr. Quamina, you've got a fancy suit on, and I wouldn't want to soil that with the rain, so I'm going to allow you to leave. As you said, the place has been opened back up, so I'm sure the fans are going to be celebrating long into the evening. I'm going to send it back upstairs to Colin Murray, who's standing by.
Thank you very much, James. Well, a fantastic doubleheader here this evening at the Terminix La Horquetta ground and the Terminix La Horquetta Rangers ground. Doubleheader, Canupia winning the first game by 4-1 against Real Westford. And the second game, a real tough encounter between Defence Force and the home team, Terminix La Horquetta Rangers. A 1-1 draw. It's been a super night here of football. Football is back in Trinidad and Tobago. It's competitive, and you could see the players suffering in terms of not having enough preparation, but that's going to improve as we go along. It's been great here for us to bring you the It's been great to bring you the 2 games. Again, we want to say all the viewers on Sportsmax in the Caribbean and in TV6, thank you very much for viewing. On behalf of James Saunders, my co-commentator, and myself, this is Colin Murray saying goodbye, and we'll see you again next week, Friday, for another round of encounters here at the Terminix La Horquetta ground. Until then, it's goodbye.